Hello, welcome back to the Heart's Frontier. If this is the first time that you are joining us, then please like and subscribe if you like the video. And if you're returning, then welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a pick a card reading. And I think I'm gonna wait and see what the purpose of the pick a card reading is by looking and seeing which decks I'm being asked to use. Okay. So I think this is an interesting one. It feels like which side of you needs to be brought out right now? Which side of you? So this is cool. This is something that I find very interesting is I don't believe humans are obviously one-dimensional. I believe we have a large capacity to take on many different roles and character archetypes throughout our lifetime and also throughout any given day. And you can find examples where you know that you play, like say you play the mother role in a certain situation, right? And then you also play the martyr, right? Like you can see where certain things you'll take on these different roles. But often what I find when I'm working with clients is that we tend to put ourselves into like a rigid sense of who we are, like what our personality is. And while I admit that there are ways that we naturally do have, personality, and we come across, like, people have different spirit energies, right? So you could talk to someone and they could say, oh, I feel that you're such a this, this, and this. These are the types of qualities you have. And it could be things that are known to you, and it could be things that you don't even really see. So an example, I asked this years ago, and I asked it to a few different people, and I said, can you just let me know, if you were to sum up my spirit, like what are 3 words that you would use to describe me? And I heard back by multiple people a word that I never would have used to describe me. And the word was bubbly. And that was, if I passed on, that's how they would remember me. They'd remember me in some way as being bubbly. And as someone who feels very serious in my own mind, right? I feel serious in my own head. I never would think that a stranger would consider me bubbly, or that a friend would consider a main aspect of my personality this, effervescent part of me. And so when I heard that reflected back to me, I realized I'm not admitting to myself how bubbly I actually am as a person. And it would be better for me to just to appreciate that side of myself and maybe bring it out more if it is so natural to me. So I did. And yeah, it's funny to me how we self-identify and lock ourselves into, I'm this way, I'm that way, and a lot of times that's the kind of stuff that makes us upset. It's like, I'm not capable of blank. And then, because you believe that about yourself and it's upsetting to you, then you just stay stuck in that headspace. It doesn't really make any sense. Yeah, so what side of you needs to be let out of this, cage or closet that you've got it in? I would like another one for pile 2, please. Pile 2. Okay. Pile 4. And I'm not going to show you what these are. Sometimes I show you what the cards are. I'm just going to hold up maybe a representation. Nah, I'll just show you what each of the cards are. Ooh, you know what? I will do a representation. That's a fun idea. Haha. Okay, so I have these crystals and I just found them today. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll use those on the channel. Maybe there's some reason that I have to get them out. There you go. It revealed itself to me. Whoop. Oh, gosh. Okay. One more for each. Whoop. One more, please, for one. For one, please. It's funny, these are being stubborn, but it's because I'm being a perfectionist and I'm trying to get the same number of cards for each one. Oh, it's just like, of course. Okay, this one for there, and then one more, please. So there's actually 3 character archetypes for each pile. So there's multiple sides to even this side of yourself. And so I'm just going to kind of talk around and describe them as the reading goes on. Okay, that's enough preamble. I'm going to show you the crystals that I'm using for this. And so pile 1 is this, it's like a opal-y kind of, it's like translucent. It's very neat. And it's got this iridescent quality to it. So this is pile 1. Sorry, it's a little different. I'm not going to be able to just like, maybe I'll hold them in my hands, but it's not the same as me holding up the cards. So just an FYI there. This I believe is aventurine because it looks very similar to my aventurine pendulum, which is somewhere around here. So this is aventurine. Green, heart chakra related maybe. Opalite kind of being maybe third eye stuff. We're going into the sacral area here. Orange calcite maybe? I'm not very good at my crystals because I'm given crystals by a lot of, not a lot of people, but just, I have like a surprising number of crystals and I don't buy crystals very frequently. So a lot of them are given to me in little ways and I don't always get to know what they are. So, and then we have, I believe this is citrine. Yeah. So this is pile 4. So I have to think of how to hold these. Okay. There you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just pick which crystal you feel drawn to. Awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Just hide those for later. Oh, I'm really looking forward to this. This is very fun. Very fun. Okay, pile 1, pile 1. What side of yourself do you need to bring out more of this, or at this time, I guess? It doesn't really matter if it's this week or just in general. So we have the detective. We have the hero or heroine. And we have Don Juan. Interesting. A detective hero, Don Juan. That probably exists somewhere. I'm trying to think of a quick reference in pop culture, but I'm not always so sharp with them. Yeah, it's funny. I recently watched Pink Panther, of all things. And yeah, Jacques Cousteau, to me, is kind of like the hero Don Juan detective, because he's kind of a schmoozer. Okay, anyway, pile 1, you don't need to be like that. Detective, light attributes are great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out truth. And the shadow attributes are voyeurism and falsifying information. So what you need to bring out, I'm going to read the light attributes actually for all of them, because it's what you're trying to invite, not what you're trying to dispel. So I'll just read, you know, the shadows if it makes sense based on what I'm saying. So great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out truth. The hero and heroine is passion for a journey of personal empowerment. So observing, intuiting, finding truth, and then journeying within and empowering oneself. I like this. And then Don Juan says, spotlights your positive, seductive qualities. Okay. I believe that the side of yourself that you need to bring out more is this heroic attractor of good things. So in a very powerful way, when you're seeking out truth, you're also finding what your truth is, right? So that's why this detective slash hero quality is really, really interesting to me. If you could always maintain a heroic energy and also continually be seeking, then it's less likely that you would be overthrown or, you know, so flawed. I believe there's a bit of a fear with this group, maybe, that you've had, which is if you are attracting a lot of things, it can get kind of overwhelming and you sort of head back. and you're not really sure of whether to say yes to certain things. And it might be even a matter of you're attracting so many opportunities and so many different things that it's hard for you to seek out the truth and like what is more right for you, right? If you're having a hard time with aligning to yourself and choosing your path, then please do take a look at the Align Your Life workshop. I have it coming up November 14th, 2020. And then I'm going to have a few more after as well. So do check the link, even if it's after November 14th, because there may be another one coming up. And yeah, alignment to me is feeling like part of the challenge here, because you're not aligning to who you are. If who you are is a powerful person, and you're not acknowledging this magnetic star quality that you have, then you're doing yourself and others around you a bit of a disservice. Oh, this is so sweet. Okay. Goddess card is Arakira, blossoming. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself and the process and do not give up. Yeah, no escaping this. There's no escaping the fact that in this lifetime, you do need to make peace with your power, I'm hearing. Okay, I'm also hearing it's all attractive. It's all attractive. And I'm not really sure what that means. So it's all attractive. Maybe you're getting given actually a lot of opportunities or options, or you see yourself going in many different directions, but I am feeling like you're feeling divided, like you're not really sure which of the many golden paths to take. And I'm just gonna let you know that if you go down one, it may take you a little while to get to your true straight, I'm gonna call it the straight and narrow. There may be some addictive elements with this group. I am feeling there's some sort of addiction or habit that you're attached to. I'm not really sure why, but that's just what I'm feeling. So, and then when I heard straight and narrow, that's exactly what I thought. So if you have a straight and narrow path, which is your true aligned soul path, right? So you're meant to go on your journey. And if you make decisions that are out of alignment, it takes you off, but you're never off completely, right? You're always wanting to magnetize back to that golden path. So if you're being repelled outwards and you're seeing all these different options, it can be very challenging to sort of line them up. But that's why this detective quality is really interesting. And to know that you are, yeah, you are starting out, but you're also continuing this journey, right? It's not only a new beginning, it may be a new period, like a new transition period. The blossoming piece is really special too, because this Arakira, this goddess, is standing on like this really, really bright white flower, which is a really powerful symbol to me of growth, but this like feminine, spiritual, powerful energy. And so no matter if you, again, gender is relevant, just not, or gender is important, but not relevant in this context. So masculine and feminine energy, we all have them. And it feels like your feminine energy is getting more and more powerful. Like you're knowing what you're feeling now, and you're stepping up into embodying that energy. There's a few things going on here, and I'm getting told to move away from that subject so as not to confuse any further. So I will just leave it there. But if you'd like to know more about where you're at, how you're expressing yourself, and how to line back up to yourself, you can feel free to book a session. So abundance is the next card, abundance. And I'm really being drawn to the fact that this angel is playing music as well. So potentially part of your seductive quality is like through music. So you may be attracting certain things through music, through your singing, through posting music, through hearing different music. You might actually be getting different ideas, and that might be helping you power up and figure out what's next. Or maybe triggering emotions through music that allows you to process and figure out what the truth is, like what you're truly feeling. Okay, then we have guardian angel. So if you felt as though you were not already totally protected and safe to step into your power, become a hero of your life in some way, then please know that you are now fully guarded. You're protected. There is more than one guardian angel with you, because I'm getting tapped like multiple times on my shoulders, and they're like, just let them know we're here to help. I like when, so like, I don't know, spirit guides come to you in so many different ways. And usually it's like a feeling, like a knowing for me, and sometimes actual sensation. And then I try to sort of go into my head, like, I guess I feel like it's like going into the pineal gland, but like up. It's hard to describe. But if you're sort of going back into your mind, you can have this sort of back and forth, and it sort of sometimes happens on the back burner of my mind, like in the I don't know, in the like loading zone of my brain, there's a conversation happening. And yeah, this group of guardian angels for you, pile one. Maybe it's loud because multiple people are also gonna find this reading, right? But they are here for you. Like they're like in a it's so funny. They're like in like a baseball stadium. It feels very much like a baseball stadium specifically. So I don't know if baseball means anything to you, or a stadium is making you think of anything. But yeah, it feels like they're in a baseball stadium, and like all of them have like different signs and flags, and yeah, it's very cute. You've got a great support team, those spirit guides of yours, those guardian angels protecting you. Okay, the Hunter is the last card I've pulled for you. So what side of yourself do you need to bring out right now? We've already got, you need to feel safe. You need to, this side of yourself that is a powerful leader, and also this side of yourself that like brings really good things to you, that magnetizes, almost so seducing situations. It's not a negative thing unless you're using it out of alignment with your heart, right? Because your heart wouldn't ask you to hurt someone else. And so it's when we're out of alignment that our seductive power, like really our power, can get egoic and away from us. And so instead of, if this is resonating with you, if the Don Juan piece is resonating with you, and there's like a romantic or seductive fear of yours that you're sort of saying, you know, I'm too powerful, like I attract a lot of people, or I, you know, accidentally romance or seduce people or something like that, it's important for you, A, to understand how those things are helping these people that you've met and helping you to grow on your soul journey. So please remove the shame or guilt that you feel. It's really, really important. And then also it's really key to understand that if you were to take, say, like a vow to be away from, or like, I'm just going to aim to be unattractive, or like, I'm going to choose to retreat and like withdraw all of my magnetic energy, right? It's really not honoring the fact of the part of you that is positively attracting good things, right? So that seduction is not only bad if it's caused some harm in your life in some way. It's not only bad, it's also so beautiful and powerful and attractive and magnetic and energizing. However, you do need to be in, you know, personal alignment in order for that seductive quality to not hurt others. And it's key that you take a look at that right now, but understand that you're not going to get to reducing that quality very easily. And so it's better to actually just find the good side of it rather than to dispel that part of you. Interesting. Okay. The Hunter. Okay. The Hunter never takes more than what the village needs to survive, often taking only one creature, the good kill. He is a master tracker who knows which path to follow to find success. It makes a lot of sense. That's the detective part of you that needs to come out, right? Seeking out, like, what really, I'm seeing the detective glass. What really needs to come out of you, and what truth are you seeking right now? Like, what are you trying to find the truth in? Is it you? Is it your path, your destiny? Is it from people around you? Is it your location? Is there, you know, what is it that you're trying to figure out? It says, rely on your own skills to traverse the thick forest you're in to reach your destination. You need to follow the tracks left by spirit to claim your bounty, which is already prepared and being offered to you. So again, that's that guardian angel help. It's like they're laying out breadcrumbs. That's what I'm hearing. They're laying out breadcrumbs for you. All you have to do is follow them and stop eating the breadcrumbs and getting lost. This is really funny. I definitely feel like there's a grandmother character watching over you, pile one. And like kind of a feisty grandmother character. It could be like a grandmother, but it could also be a great, like grandmother's grandmother energy, right? So cool. It says, do not follow the maps drawn by others, as they will not lead you true. Okay, time to make your own map, pile one. It's time to make your own map. What is it that you want to do? How are you going to get there? And can you reveal more of your heroic self? And can you reveal more of your positive, seductive qualities to yourself? So pile one, this is very exciting, and I'm happy to have gotten the opportunity to read for you today, whenever you're watching this. And yeah, I hope to chat soon, and until next time. Now we're going to move on to pile two. Pile two, you chose the aventurine crystal, this green one here. Okay, I'm really loving this one. This is maybe one that I might stick with this reading. It's really cool. Okay, pile two, your cards, and I'm going to do some shuffling while I talk about these ones. So you have Thief, you have Companion, and you have Knight. Very interesting. I'm really excited to read these and figure out what I can glean. Great. Cards are coming out really easily for this reading now that we're in them, so that's really awesome too. Okay, awesome. So the Thief. I'm going to read the light attributes. I'll skim the shadow attributes if I need any information from them, but I found with the last group, this is about what side of yourself you want to bring out, right? So we're trying to bring out the positive qualities. So, makes sense. Thief. Sheds light on potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. Potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. Okay, so definitely this group is feeling like about security so far. I'm also feeling this like really like an instability, almost like my this like an earthquake, like shaking underneath me. And so it may be that your foundation has been a little bit unstable lately. And what I mean by foundation is your sense of self, your sense of home and security in the world, your sense of stability, financial resources, and body health. So it's time to bring the side of yourself out that understands you're totally truthfully abundant at all times. There's like nothing more that you actually need in this moment. You have everything. Everything you need right now is with you. Okay? So if what you want is outside of what is in your current 3D realm around you, right? Then you have what you need to get to that place. So you have everything you need right now, right? So if you're dreaming of some beautiful, I'm seeing this like beautiful mansion, this beautiful house, and maybe not even a mansion, but just like a beautiful home. It's like on this beautiful, like, oh, it's just really, really lovely. It's like on this grassy knoll. And if you're seeing this house or any far off opportunity as something that you really want, that you feel you deserve, you're meant for it, you like see it in your dreams, you know, you're just really excited for it, you want this blank thing in life, right? Understand that everything you need to get you to that place, that feeling that you're chasing out, because it's always a feeling that our wants are from, right? So everything is leading you towards that, and what you need for that, you have right now. So if you need to learn about something, if you need to work hard so that you can save more money, you have that. You have the ability to work hard and you have the ability to learn, right? So you can do anything. Okay, that was a bit of a message. But this is the next one. I was like, so Companion. This is like a really, really funny energy. I'm getting very, very like bubbly. It's so different than like what we started with. It was like this unstable kind of insecure spot, and then it was like this woof, like bubbly cheery energy. So I have Companion. It says loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. Okay, maybe you've been a little bit selfish about hoarding, taking in, withholding emotions, resources, information, communication. Yeah, and the loyalty piece is really fascinating to me as well, actually. I'm not sure what that's about. Okay. Then we have the Knight. So what side of yourself do you need to bring out this week? It also says loyalty again. Okay. So that's why it's important, because it's here twice at least. Loyalty. Okay. The loyalty piece here is loyalty to you, pile two. If you're not being loyal to you first, then how true or how integral is your loyalty in the first place, right? So if you can give your loyalty to another person, okay, if you can give your loyalty to another person, then what's stopping you from giving that loyalty to another person and to another person? So say there's 3 people and you have some sense of loyalty to each of them. And then one asks you for something that will remove your ability to be loyal to the other 2. Okay? So if this were to happen to you, then you would need to, at some point, find your own true loyalty and figure out, okay, what really works for me though, right? Because if you have promised equal loyalty to these 3 people, and it might not be people, obviously, this is just like a circumstance, but if you have promised loyalty to 3 people, then it's called into question, then where do you stand, right? And so it's not a very solid ground. And there is a big shift in the collective I'm feeling this week. And so you can check my other collective reading if you haven't yet. It might actually really resonate with you, pile 2, which is to say that we're not meant to be focusing on what's outside of ourselves anymore. I don't know if we were ever told to be doing that, but especially right now, we're being asked to return to the inner compass, our inner guidance, and what's true for us in our heart. And so not paying attention to what other people say around us, not paying attention to what's happening in the external and the 3D, but more thinking, what's going on in my dreams? What's going on in my mind? What's in my heart? And what feels right for me at this moment? And that's the thing too, right? So your loyalty could be given to, 20 people. And at one moment you can say, nah, no, I'm not gonna be loyal to any of them. No. And so then what's the point, right? And so what I'm really feeling drawn to here is thinking about your own personal sense of loyalty to yourself, your own integrity, what it means for you to be a good human, right? And what promises and agreements you've made to yourself. This is interesting. It's a concept that I'm going to talk about at the Align Your Life workshop. So if you have not checked out the info for that and that, piqued your curiosity, you can go check the link below. I'm really jazzed for it. It's November 14th. I've run the Align Your Life workshop before and I love it. And so I'm really excited. There's a workbook that's going to come along with it. Okay. Anyway, the important part about that is that there's agreements and commitments that one makes to yourself. And so when you make an agreement to yourself, that is the one that should be upheld above all, right? Because I talk about this a lot. When you are aligned with who you truly are and you're making these decisions in right action, more good comes, right? It's only ever gonna continue along that path unless you decide to veer off. And all humans veer off at multiple times, frequently. I have moments I veer off, right? You want the course correction to be minimal. You want to be like in the riding like the line, not like in the ditch. You want to be on the, I don't know, what's that called? The pop it in the comments if you know, because I really like to know this word now that I'm stuck on it. The side? It's not the curb. It's like, I don't know. Tell me in the comments because that's going to bug me now. And I'm sure it's a very basic word. I'm sure it is. Okay. So loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor. That kind of explains everything that I was saying here. The part of yourself that needs to come out this week is the one that cares about what's on your heart and what you love and what truly feels good to you, what you're meant to do here in this lifetime, what you're loyal to, and the side of you that actually stands up with honor. So maybe you've been acting not in accordance with your own personal integrity, your own personal codes, you know, whatever that is. Whenever I think honor, I think like codes, ethics, and rules. It's a really beautiful quality. Okay, healing with the angels, we have retreat. I'd like to pull another one of these as well. What side of yourself needs to come out? The side of you that is so certain about the ground that you're walking on that you can continue walking and not questioning it. So that's how you're gonna remove this being loyal to everything outside of yourself. When you are loyal to your own self, that path just gets clear. I really keep getting drawn to this pathway tonight. So it's like this path just keeps getting clearer and clearer for you. And you won't need to retreat. So it's like a dual edge thing. You're going to feel more relaxed because it's going to feel easier to make decisions then from that point. And you're also going to feel like you don't have to retreat and like figure your stuff out. It feels like this group, you have like questioned a lot, like your own ethics, and then you've, you know, taken a step back just to reassess, and you haven't gotten much further. Maybe you've gotten a little bit further. But it feels like if you step back into the world, you'll just mess it all up again. And that's not true if you're maintaining your own integrity and loyalty to yourself. Okay. The next quality we have is serenity. So really do look to find peace. This is not a self-critiquing group, right? This isn't just because I'm calling you out on not standing to your own integrity or honor or codes or whatever, does not mean that you now have permission to go and be hard on yourself about it. I'm saying this so that you can move forward into a way that feels better, because it doesn't actually feel good. Like, it doesn't feel good, right? It doesn't feel good when we work against ourselves and when we work against what we believe in, especially that. Kind of leaves us feeling a little bit hopeless, really, right? Because we've lost our faith in the only thing that we really can control, which is ourselves. Okay, then I'm seeing home. So I'm getting the feeling like something is not matching you with your home environment. This is going to be really unfortunate if you feel good about your home environment. Now you're going to be like, no, I have to go and question this. I do feel really strongly with this group, though. You may already know of some of it, but you may not realize the depth to which it's affecting you. I believe there's a lot affecting you about how you see yourself because of your home situation right now. I hope that you can go through and and trust that you're on solid ground, that if you have to make a move away from that home space, or if you have to make a change that's maybe a big change, feels like a serious change would need to happen in this home space for it to feel good for you again, or in general. And I am getting the feeling like you need to move, but I mean, it could be multiple people watching this, right? So take what resonates always. Okay, then we have the holy mountain. What side of yourself needs to come out this week? Holy mountain. Okay. First, you must accept the present situation as an opportunity to discover higher understanding. Find a sacred altar space where others who came before you have prayed and found wisdom, and make your offering there. Make a commitment to walk with courage, love, and compassion. And again, it's this walking, right? Like, walk along the path. I think the courage piece is super, super important with this whole honor. And it says, until you see with clarity the perfection of all. I love that. Said there's no need to go shopping for the right hiking boots or camping equipment to climb the holy mountain. You already have all the gear you need, and that's exactly what we said before. Overcome any lethargy, indolence, and laziness, as these are the real obstacles. Feels like a bit of an icky call out for you, pile 2, but I think those are important. I think they're, potentially even more important than just saying, you're doing a good job, keep going. Keep going, keep walking down the path. And I think it's time for you to commit to your own personal loyalty and to your own code of ethics, your own guide, your internal guidance. You're like GPS system. I don't really need to, you know what I mean when I say internal guidance. So pile 2, This is awesome. I'm really looking forward to, hearing from anyone who watches this pile and seeing either A, if you're interested in the Align Your Life workshop, but B, how this message resonated or didn't. I would be really curious to know, because it feels like a funky one, and I like that. I like when there's work to do, Don't come to me healed. No one's ever healed anyway, but don't come to me healed. Okay, thank you so much, Pile 2. It's a pleasure reading for you, and I welcome you to continue watching any of the other piles that stand out to you or any of the other videos, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. And pile number 3. Pile number 3, this is you, this lovely orange speckly crystal. Okay. I'm going to shuffle the cards as we start here. I run out of room sometimes when I do these card readings, and I'm always like, how long am I actually taking to tidy up in between things? I'm sure it's fine. I talk a lot, so there's no shortage of airtime being filled, I'm sure. So the question we're asking is, what side of yourself needs to come out this week? We have shapeshifter, seeker, and child, orphan. So orphan child. The orphan child piece obviously is one of those like, oh my gosh, what? Like this side of myself needs to come out. And the orphan child, it says, independence based on learning to go it alone and conquering the fear of surviving. So the impact, I mean, it's not just like you're alone in the world. It's positive. There really is this really empowering piece to the orphan journey, right? If you see, and this is not obviously true of every single situation in the earthly realm, but in story world, when you see like an orphan story, usually they are able to rise above adversity and forge a life for themselves, right? That really feels right. What side of yourself do you need to bring out more? Pile 3. What side? Oh, cool. I'm excited. I don't know what's going to be on that card, but we have shapeshifter here. We've got the seeker. I just want to show you the images. I love that one. And orphan child, which I showed you. Okay. Shapeshifter, skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness and ability to see potential in everything. I love that. So maybe you've been a little bit like linear thinking lately. Maybe you've been a little bit too boxy with your thinking. And so this is a time where you're actually meant to bring out a side of yourself that can adapt and mold the things and just figure out, if I can't fit there, then what do I need to do so that I can, right? Like, what do I need to shift so that I just am ready for this thing? Shape-shifting is something that, I'm just going to share this personal anecdote because it came to mind, but shape-shifting is something that for me always felt like, doesn't it feel like you're not quite yourself when you're taking on these different identities? Doesn't that seem not right? Doesn't it kind of feel like when you're jumping like from different social circles that you're like a little bit different in each one? And that always feels kind of weird, right? And I hear clients like will complain about this. They're like, I just wish I could be the same person, and I feel like I don't know who I am because I shift all the time, and that's not good. And it's not necessarily not good, actually. It's a really compassionate trait and a sensitive trait to be able to adapt to the situations that you're in and feel out what part of you is needed. And if you can see yourself as a really multi-dimensional, many-layered person, which you definitely are, all people are, but you especially, pile 3, you have like so many parts of you that are all true, then really all you're doing is crafting, cultivating the image that is needed most at that time. So it's really like about adaptability, and that's a good thing. Seeker says, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. I feel like things have been feeling a little bit flat for you lately, pile 3. Conquering fear of surviving and independence based on learning to go it alone. Yeah. Okay, this fear of surviving and ability to see potential in everything is feeling like a change is upon you now. Feels like there's a bunch of moving parts that are not jiving with you right now, pile 3. And so it feels like you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself to like get it right, to fix it. And I'm being guided to tell you to like release some of the hold that you have, because the shape-shifting seeker who, you know, is learning to go it alone, this child orphan character, this shapeshifter and seeker is really like going with the flow and staying curious. And so that's the side of you that you need to bring out right now, is this side of you that is really genuinely so fascinated by the different ways that you can appear in the world, the different forms of self-expression that you have, right? Like, look at the spectrum to which you are as a human. That's pretty cool. Like, you have a lot to you, pile 3. Okay, we're getting angel balance. And I'm seeing, so this angel is holding this sphere, this orb, and I'm seeing it like you have the whole world in your hands. And I don't know if you know this song, you probably do. I feel like a lot of kids in this part of the world are sort of grow up hearing it somewhere. You got the whole world in your hands. He's got the whole world in your hands. It's the whole wide world. Yeah. I'm really feeling as though you also might really want to be doing some traveling right now. And so you're feeling like held back and you're like, how can I? And that's where the shape-shifting quality is going to come in, because if you're looking to travel and it's not really a time that we can be doing lots of traveling overseas, over borders and things like that, at this time of the video, it's a little bit limited. So what you can be doing is actually bringing the side of yourself that is creative and seeking out how can you find that adventure elsewhere. So can you figure out a way to encourage the part of you that would be satisfied by travel to be satisfied by something similar here? And so, yeah, it's really like staying curious and figuring out how to do things on your own. It also feels like maybe in the past you've done travel with other people or on their dime or something like that. And so this is about you, you finding a way forward for yourself. Okay, and then what else? Unach, easy does it. There is no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect divine timing. So how true that is, and if you are trying to, another layer, if you are trying to shape shift in order to course correct, to fix something, please know you're exactly perfect as you are. Everything is happening in its right timing, and you can choose to shift, sway, and move along with that timing however you feel, because that's your true expression. If you're feeling like you really need to force something to happen, ask yourself, why the urgency? Why the time urgency? What is really at the core of this? And if there is something at the core of this, can you do something to address it? It may not be the full, you know, maybe I want to travel to Zimbabwe. I want to travel to Zimbabwe. And it might be like, okay, well, that's not possible for me right now, so I'll just be upset about it instead. But what you could do is start researching all about Zimbabwe. You could actually learn some of the customs, and you could learn some language so that you can actually have a way better trip there, right? And that would be a lot more satisfying than just saying, well, that's out of my reach completely, so now I have to just get myself ready for when it finally opens up. It feels like a lot of like sassy, kind of sarcastic attitude with this group. So please drop a comment in the below. Please drop a comment below if you feel like you are this person, because I would love to know, I just love knowing sassy people because you guys make me laugh. But also I would just love to know whether it resonates with you. You sort of have this like kind of sassy attitude and really want to get somewhere in life and feeling like held back. And then we have Magic, this beautiful card. That was the one I was excited for when I pulled these cards. This is the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck, so I will be reading from it, as I love these messages. Okay. Oh, yay. When magic appears, you're invited to see the world through the eyes of wonder and awe, taking on the innocence of a child who knows that all things are possible. Infinite potential exists in the great mind, and you're being invited to call it in and recognize the dance in synchronistic events, signs, symbols, dreams, and omens given to you through the oracle of the ordinary world. It says, this is a sign that Spirit is reminding you that you co-create your world in a sacred partnership. Your part is to dream, to intend, and to watch for the signs that show you what next action to take. Right now, it appears that you are on the right track to make your dreams come true. Great Spirit is listening and acting on your behalf. Pay attention. Magic gives birth to miracles. So I was talking a lot about miracles I guess it would have been over a week ago now. But I was talking a lot about miracles and how important it is to expect miracles to occur and how beautiful it is just to be in that feeling. So pile 3, wishing you all the best in all the things, all the magic that you're about to experience, all the things that you get to do while bringing the side of yourself out. When you bring the side of yourself out, then you get to feel more full and more vibrant, right? All parts of us should be allowed to express themselves. So thank you very much, pile 1. If you're interested, I have an Align Your Life workshop coming up November 14th, 2020. If you're watching this after the fact, then please still check the link if you are interested, because I plan on having more of them. It's like my favorite workshop to run because it's really forcefully helping you get real and get down to business and align your life so that you can have a beautiful one. So Align Your Life and then personal readings, as always, are down below, and I would love to meet with you. I'm really enjoying the sessions that I've had so far since starting this YouTube channel, and I'm just loving meeting more people. So I do an oracle card reading just like this if you wanted to book that. Awesome. Thank you, pile 3. It has been a pleasure reading for you, and I hope to see you very soon. Now we're moving on to pile 4. Pile 4. I really like this one because it's more raw. It's kind of like, it's got edges. It's got edges, pile 4. I don't know if you have edges, but I like some edges in my people. I think it helps us feel more real. Okay, we have Saboteur, Martyr, and Eternal Child. So this is the Saboteur. I'm going to read the light attributes. That's what I've been doing for these cards. It feels like it makes more sense because it's like, what are we inviting in, right? What are we actually wanting to bring out in ourselves? And the shadow attributes generally aren't things we're trying to bring out. They're things that need to be acknowledged maybe, but okay. Pile 4. Too many, please. Pile 4. One for pile 4, please. Okay. So Saboteur highlights your fear of self-empowerment and the changes it would bring to your life. Okay, so the part of yourself, the side of yourself that you're meant to bring out is the part of yourself that truly believes in miracles. And you may find that you want to watch pile 3 because I am feeling like this is almost like a continuation, a connection. So yeah, watch pile 3 if that seems interesting to you. You can watch through this one and then watch pile 3 if you want, but yeah, especially if you were thinking, that's funny, 2 came out. Especially if you were thinking about watching pile 3, that's like an extra validation that, yeah, you're meant to go do that now. So Martyr, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or to a cause. And Child Eternal, determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, ability to see things with fresh eyes. Yeah, I am getting like there's been some clouded judgment lately. And so the side of yourself you're meant to bring out is the side of yourself that feels light, is believing in good things, and it's like being willing to embark on this journey of helping others means you need to be totally yourself so that you can give your full self, right? So if you felt recently like you're kind of playing the victim or like you don't really have the strength, understand that the only thing you need to do is not focus on how you don't have strength and not focus on other people or how you're going to make a huge impact in the world. What you need to focus on is finding your strength. Once you find your strength, you'll be back to your natural self, right? Like once you find your true north, I'm hearing, once you find your true north, you're really going to feel like things are a lot easier. Yeah, the Align Your Life workshop, I already know is going to be a good fit for you. I mean, I think it's a good fit for everyone, so it's kind of like a weird thing to say, but especially for you, it feels like you're, I don't know, it's like not like you're off track. You're doing fine. Like in the 3D world, no one would look at you and go, totally failing, like nothing's working for them. But I just can feel with you that something's really feeling off. Something's feeling not quite like yourself. You got me with my stern face on pile 4. I'm like really trying to sort you out. Okay. Yeah, I love this determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, and ability to see things with fresh eyes. I get the feeling like you've been forcing yourself to like adult or grow up or like get real. And you've been really harsh on yourself, and it's just not helping. It's not helping. And so the side of yourself you need to bring in is this part of yourself that will always be childish. Like I'm feeling a bit of like, it's like vibrant energy, youthful energy. And then I'm also hearing boyish. So if someone has ever described you as like boyish charm, or like, that's what I'm hearing. And additionally, yeah, I'm feeling as though the side of yourself you need to bring out is the one that is in opposition to what a typical saboteur and martyr would be, right? So martyr saying, you know, woe is me. That I said woe is me in a recent reading, so it's like a common theme this week. But if you're, yeah, addiction to self-pity is the shadow attribute there, and inducing self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others is, so I think for this one, it is actually about the shadow attribute being reversed. So I'm going to read them again to you and just think about how can you reverse any element which feels true in your life of where you're acting as this archetype. And please keep in mind, this is not for you to overanalyze or for you to cause yourself to judge yourself, or it's really an honest reflection. You can honestly reflect in the fact that you have stepped away from your true self and acted in this way, and that by listening right now, you are inviting yourself to return to your true north and true path. Okay. So the shadow attribute of the saboteur is inducing self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. And the martyr is addiction to self-pity. So the side of yourself you need to bring out is the reverse of that. So addiction to self-pity could be proud of yourself. Very simple. The self-destructive behavior could be self-nourishing and self-empowering behavior. And the desire to undermine others could be the desire to uplift others, or desire to lift yourself up is what I'm hearing. So it's like instead of worrying about undermining others or like sabotaging yourself, you're just worried about how to empower yourself. And that's what the saboteur archetype is really teaching us. And you know what? You don't learn anything unless you experience and go through the shadow side in some way. And I'm sorry if, you know, life has felt a bit messy for you in that respect, but it is going to get better. And when you line up to your true heart, and when you choose to see things in a way that feels easier, it will just get better and better and easier and more natural. Feels like you've lost some of your true nature here. Pile 4. Okay. Wowza. Which pile, sorry, I have to check this now. I don't need to apologize to you, but which pile had Vesta, I wonder? 1. Okay, you know what? Pile 4, take a look at either the time code for 2 or the time code for 3 and choose which one's resonating with you more, which one just feels a little bit more like it's pulling your attention. Because I'm getting the sense that some of the people watching this, like this to me feels like an addition onto a reading. And this whole pile has felt that way. So if you are feeling called to pile 2 or pile 3, there might be extra messages for you in there, because home, I think, came out in pile 2 is what it, and I was thinking about pile 2 earlier in this reading. And so I'm just going to say that it could be pile 2 or 3 that you feel drawn to. Okay. So we're getting Ostara, fertility, and Nematona, sacred space. So that's what brought me to the home thing. It really does feels like there might be something that you really need to take a look at in your home situation, your home environment. Yeah, okay. Create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. It can be a little bit different to visit power places right now, but you can visit in your mind, and you can look up different power places in the world, and you know, spiritual sites or landscapes that bring great, you know, spiritual truth or power to people anecdotally. And so yeah, it's also, so it's fascinating to me. You're getting the sacred space, and I'm hearing the like expansion. It says it is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. So if you've been in this condition in life where things have felt quite challenging, like you've, feels like this is a group that would say, I've been through a lot, you know, I've been through a lot in my life. Please know that you're in a totally prime position right now in this moment to shift your space to actually make a change that feels way better for your home environment. And in doing so, you're giving birth to this new condition. And this new condition could be, you know, your home within yourself. And are you greeting yourself at the door, you know, saying welcome? I like that. Okay, then we have this angel enchantment card. There's a unicorn on here, so I believe that you need to have faith in something that seems totally out of reach and like almost mythical at this point. You're like, you know, I've got this dream that sits in my heart and in my head and just seems so far from whatever is ever going to be possible in reality because of how I've lived my life so far. And that just ain't true. It's just not true. You can absolutely birth this new condition for yourself. Oh, getting like a really sore throat. Maybe some affirmations would be really helpful for you, pile 4, like reminding yourself of your power, reminding yourself that you're safe, affirming that you can make choices. I'm hearing, I can make choices in my life. I can make choices in my life. Like it's going on like a earworm, like back of my mind. Okay. And then we've got the Beauty Way, which is one of my favorite cards in this entire deck. I love dragonfly symbolism. I love lotus symbolism. There's not a lot about this card that doesn't speak to me directly as far as my own personal journey goes. And the message also. And I know this card so well because I draw it a lot for myself. It comes out a ton. So, hey, I might also be in this deck and then have to decide whether it's 2 or 3 that I have to go back and listen to also. Okay. The Beauty Way is both a path that you travel on and a daily practice. The path is where you choose to perceive only beauty before you, behind you, and all around you as you journey through life. The practice is where you take action to bring beauty to every situation that you're in. When things get ugly, you act to bring integrity and peace to the difficult encounter. When everyone else perceives only darkness, you point out the light and help uncover the hidden treasures. That's very enchanting. Just a message in and of itself. I really enjoy that. Okay. The Beauty Way invites you to create beauty in your life and to recognize the beauty inside yourself and others. See the beauty in whatever situation you find yourself in, and you're going to receive the lesson that life is teaching you in a kind and gentle way. Yeah. Yeah, I think the important piece here is about receiving this. So the side of yourself you need to bring out this week is the side of yourself that believes in magic and keeping the youth alive inside of yourself, right? It's like a Peter Pan kind of vibe with this pile. So what I mean by that is it's like one part of you says, I never want to grow up, you know, I never want to get older. And that's a good part of yourself to nourish. Like there's no reason that we need to like grow up and get serious. Like that's the whole point of the movie, of the story in general. Pile 4. I am feeling like you've probably had a lot going on in your head. Like you've been doing a lot of thinking and crunching to get this all out. And I'm feeling for you, like take a bath or Go sit somewhere just really beautiful, just for the sake of it. Like, just be in that feeling energy, and then you'll feel a lot more certain. It's important for you also to acknowledge the areas that you've held yourself back so far in life, and to make a commitment with yourself not to continue that pattern. Okay, your last healing with the angels card is spiritual growth. So this is what is coming for you when you act bravely in accordance with your heart. So thank you, pile 4. That is the side of you need to bring out this week, this reverse of the martyr saboteur and the eternal child. So thank you very much. I've really appreciated and enjoyed reading for you. I love doing this YouTube so far, and I would love doing more personal services. I'm enjoying doing them since I've started this online work, and yeah, I'd love to do more. If you're interested in an oracle reading, like just like this, but for you and us talking together back and forth, like you can book that down below. And then if the Align Your Life workshop is interesting to you, I would love to see you there. There are going to be limited spots because I get really all in with, you know, people's stories, and I don't want to miss anything. It's a good one. And the workbook is looking beautiful. I have an artist friend helping me with it, and I'm just so excited, everyone. So thank you very much. It's been a pleasure reading for you as always, and I will chat to you soon. Take care.